Hi and welcome to this video, which is going to be comparing the graphics capabilities of two of my machines. What you have on the screen here on the right hand side is my Homebrew computer. It is a 65 CO2 based machine running at 5.36 megahertz. On the left here we have an Oric Atmos, but it's not running the normal Atmos ROM. It's running a brand new ROM that I developed for the Oric One and Oric Atmos computers. Let me quickly show you the two machines and talk about the graphics. So the Oric Atmos and Oric One have a resolution of 240 by 200 pixels for high resolution graphics, and there's 8 colors including black. This Atmos got a mess of wires behind it, doing two things here. This breadboard is just to provide a new ROM, and it connects to the expansion port of the Atmos. And then over here I've got a Pico, which is an Arduino Pro Micro, which is acting as a SD card interface. So I've got an SD card just here, and I've written all the software to drive the SD card, and there's some software on the Arduino to send the right bytes back to the Oric when it asks for them. Over here, the Homebrew computer, this is using a, you can't see it, it's behind here, TMS9918a, 5.36 MHz 6502 as I said, and the TMS9918a has a resolution of 256 by 192 with 15 colors including black. And so the Homebrew computer naturally does have its own ROM because it's a bespoke computer. I've built all the software for it to drive the SD card, and I've got some files on there that you can see now. So what we're going to do is navigate to the folders where I've got the slideshow. So the slideshow is showing 14 pictures. I took the same source for the pictures and then converted them for displaying on the Oric or displaying on the Homebrew computer. So let's go ahead and load up the way that you do it on my Oric here is to try and load what is a folder, and the Oric will assume that I want to actually change the folder. I can do a dir. There's a program in here called gallery, so I'm going to load this. So I've loaded gallery.tap. If I list it, it's a very short program. Same on the Homebrew computer. Here I've got subfolders, so I can go to demos/space. And if I show that, there's 14 files plus something called show.prg. Let's load show.prg. I'll list that. You may not be able to read it, but basically they're equivalent programs loading file 1 to 14 in sequence and then showing it on the high resolution screen. So let's go with the Oric and start the Oric going. And it's loading its first file, and we'll do the same over here. So you can see the same picture in these two different formats. Another thing to note is that my Homebrew computer, the video chip, that TMS9918a, many people will recognize that as the video chip used in the MSX One range of computers. So what are we seeing here? The source image is from a book called Spacecraft 2000 to 2100 AD by Stuart Cowley, and this was part of a series of books, and I remember reading them avidly as a kid back in the day, and inspired by them. I still remember them very well. Let's move on to another picture and see if we can discern a difference. The main thing I notice is there is more dithering on the Oric. I guess makes sense because the Oric only has 8 colours to play with, whereas TMS has 15 colours to play with. But let's go to maybe one of a picture where we can try and pick out any noticeable differences. I'll show you this one as an example. It's pretty good on the Oric, but to get the, trying to zoom in a bit here by physically moving the camera, it's using a lot of dithering to try and get the different shades of blue, whereas you can see on the TMS chip it has at least 2 shades of blue. It definitely has 2 shades of blue, and also some cyan in as well. And I think it's kind of pretty clear that the TMS is definitely doing a better job than the 8 colours of the Oric. So the TMS is winning here. No shame in that. The Oric was a low price computer. Let's go and look at some of the pictures. Yes, I remember this one was called the Interstellar Queen, and again I can see far less dithering, more detail on the planets, the sky, and I can discern the objects in the foreground a little bit better. I can definitely see a space person, spaceman on the right hand side. Much harder to tell what that is on the left hand side. Let's go for another picture. I remember this was called the Shark, and the Death Star like planets and object in the background is a lot more detailed. TMS machine on my Homebrew. So I'm going to have this running at the Retro Computer Festival in Cambridge on the 9th and 10th of November, and you can come along and have a look for yourselves in terms of the comparison between the Oric display and the Homebrew's TMS based display, and see what you think. There'll be a few other things as well on display, so not only for myself but many other retro computer hobbyists and passionate hobbyists actually who are keeping something that I like to call digital preservation going, so that we can all enjoy the huge variety and innovative different ideas for microcomputing back in the late 70s and 80s for the PC and Mac in terms of hardware took over all of our lives. Anyway, thanks for watching this. There are a few more pictures which I'm not going to bore you with, but you might be interested to see them in Cambridge on the 9th and 10th of November.